What's going on, everybody? It is Brendan. Happy Friday. It is September 26th, 2025. I feel like the month of September has just completely flown by. So we're headed up to the thrift stores, and I am pretty hyper focused, at least these next couple of days, on Halloween related items and fall season items. So hopefully we can find some of those things. But if it's valuable and it's unique, I'm going to share it with you like I always do in the hopes that you find the exact items or similar items wherever it is you do your sourcing, thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales. But we're headed up to the thrift stores now, so let's get moving.
All right, let's hit the end caps to get everything started. Pumpkin pecan waffles, $8. They're taxing in my area, and I still bought it. Here's why. $8 is crazy for these, but it's body, what was it? I think this was body lotion. So I see the fragrance mists in this pumpkin pecan waffle scent, a lot of those listed. I see shower gel listed a lot, but I don't see a ton of body lotion. I mean, listen, who doesn't want to bathe in pumpkin pecan waffles? I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. Actually, I'm starving right now, so that sounds delicious, but I don't know. The next best thing is like rubbing the lotion all over your body so you smell like it all day. I don't know. Anyway, I have it listed for $30. I expect it to sell in the next couple of weeks. My shipping is around $5, so I think I'll be one of the lowest, if not the lowest price. This is one that I think I could, because there are so few body lotions in that scent listed, that I could list higher. But I want to move it. It's in season. I would never pay $8 if we weren't in season for that scent. So I'm gonna grab it. 30 bucks. It's gonna cost me 8. I was hoping that camera that was buried there, and this happens all the time in these areas. That's why I always stress, just dig in these baskets, because you never know. In fact, in the basket to the left, that green one, not too long, just a couple days ago, there was a TI 84 Plus buried in there that I just sold within like a minute for $45. So, and I had said, but when we were in the summer and the off season, those calculators were selling for around $30, and they were moving slower if they were listed higher. The prices have increased now. I list a minimum, those TI 84s, at $40. This one just sold for $45. I haven't tested 50 yet, because I've been selling all the ones that I find really quick. So if I get another one, it's possible I'll test it, because we're like a little bit more in season with school and all that. So just FYI, just food for thought. If you're TI 84s, you might be able to charge a little bit more since we're in season. But what else do we have in the potions area? We got anything else here that's exciting? I don't remember if I picked anything else. That might be the only thing. We're going to switch over to a different end cap here in just a second. But you always have to. I've looked at the CO Bigelow, this lime and coriander. I have one of these listed already, but it's this one. The color seemed off to me, and I don't trust if that one is sealed. The other one I have is like factory sealed, so I did grab one on a different day. Okay, next one, pumpkin caramel latte. It's going to be funny when I flip this over. 20. When have those candles ever been $20? I mean, this seems like decades ago they were charging that, right? Because they're way more expensive now, right? We're talking 27, 35 is their retail price. The prices have gone up considerably. I forget what I have pumpkin caramel latte listed at price wise, but that was another one of the more, I don't want to say rare, but mine was the early scent. I guess the scents are the same, but the labels change, right? So they update the labels maybe on a yearly basis to make them look a little bit different. That looks like it was the original one. So I'm going to take that one home with me, priced at $5, which is usually what the 3-wick candles are priced at in this area, in my area, with, exceptions. There's always exceptions to the rule. So $5 is really like the kind of the base price for 3-wick candles in my area. What else do we have here? I'm going to go low. I think we've seen some of this stuff, right? There was a lot of not Bath and Body Works, but I forget what the other store was that I kept running into the same brands over and over again with these like candles, these candelabras, all of those things. That looked generic, so can't use that. I think these may have, I don't know, it almost looks like, I don't want to say our house, but it looks like sort of a step up. Might be something from World Market, possibly, but without a label, and I didn't Google Lens it. I'm just going to leave them behind. What else do we have here? Some interesting wall plaques. It's kind of cool, but all of this stuff, it almost looks like, is this coming, are those labels like Hobby Lobby labels? Is that where that sticker is coming from? It's like a big Hobby Lobby donation or something close to that or along those lines. don't really see anything else. This basket here kind of looks cool, looked like a wicker style, but no tag on it. Didn't Google Lens it. I'm going to move on. I have sold through so many Crocs this year, and I haven't replenished them enough. So you're looking at this and you're like, okay, we're moving into fall, potentially winter. Are these really going to sell? The style is Crocs Melee, Melee. They're a woman's size 8. It's like a cross between a gray and a brown color. I'm buying them only because looking in my Crocs bin, I have not been able to replenish them as much this season as I did last year. So it's almost like a comfort level thing for me, where if I have, a little bit more Crocs on hand, I will eventually sell through them. So maybe I will get lucky and they'll sell off season, because the sold prices for that style that I was looking at, they vary. I've seen them in the $15 range and I've seen them in the $35 range, and we're talking the exact same basic condition. So I'll price on the higher end, probably like $25 to $30. Hopefully they don't sit, but I'm going to be okay in this instance if they do, because that's, for me, a guaranteed seller. Even if I have to wait till next spring, okay, I'm sitting on them for a little bit, but I just don't have that many Crocs left in my inventory. So I'm trying to get my inventory count up. These I'm going to leave behind. These are Merrells. They look like they're in pretty decent condition, but off season, and I don't move Merrells anywhere near as fast as I do. And it's not really a fall season shoe. So if it's not like a Moab or something like that, I'm not going to pick it up if it's Merrell. So I'm going to leave those behind and check the rest of these. This was the grass cutting shoe for whoever donated those. And this is Saucony. I don't really pick that much Saucony up. There was too much damage on those anyway. I do like that colorway, that sort of tealish green, blue, whatever you want to call that. It's a nice color, but they had too much damage. Brooks, another one where I'm selling them faster than I'm replenishing them, so I'll look at those. Those had too much damage, so pass on that. You know what? I should have looked at the skates. Those could have been vintage skates. I might be passing up money here, ladies and gentlemen, which I do all the time. I always tell people, you guys get you're rich off the stuff that I miss. All right, let's go over to, this is a putback rack. Like somebody tried it on and just decided for whatever reason that it didn't fit. But this is the Covert cardigan from Arc'teryx. If you guys did not know that brand is a Bolo brand, put it on your radar. It's a very expensive brand. And so retail, I think this could have been around $200, $150 to $200. Excellent condition. Sleeves look great. It's a green. It's hard to tell on my phone, but it's like a greenish. It's more green than it is gray. And it was a men's size medium. I have it listed for $75. I just listed it. It already has 5 watchers. It's an in-demand style. And of course, we are in season, so that was a great find. I think the cost on that is $7 or $8. I'm not 100% sure. And then I liked this. It's like a crocheted top. It's made well. I forget. I looked this up before. I think Janson, Janson was the style. Retailed at around $70. We're moving out of season. It's woman's. It's a size extra small. This is not the item for me. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe that's part of the reason I'm, down year over year, is like maybe I should be picking these things up more. But if we're moving out of season and it's an extra small, I like the brand, but I'm not really comfortable picking that. I mean, it's going to cost $6. Forget it. I'm going to leave it, and it's going to be somebody else's deal. So let's check out some of these coats. It's been a while since I've gone through the coat area. Wild Fable is definitely a no, along with Massimo. Although I do like that pattern on that Massimo. Like that's kind of that could be a nice vintage find. Don't discredit what I just did by passing that up. There might be a market for that, even though that brand is what I would consider super generic at this point. So Levi's, we're going to leave that behind. Nautica, I almost never pick up. What else do we have here? Love Tree, that's something I got lazy and didn't look that up. What else? Nothing there. Old Navy, that's a no-go unless it's leather. Next thing here, this series is Hunt a Killer. This Hunt a Killer mystery stuff. Some of this stuff is pretty popular. So this one here, Moon Mystery or whatever it was, it's $7. It will definitely sell. Like it looks like the sales volume is pretty good. This one is open though. So the first 2 that I looked at, the packages were open. There's lots of pieces and parts that come with these kits. And so as long as everything is still here, it's still good for about between $30 and $40. Obviously, it has to be sold pre-owned. But if you find one of these that's new, you can get 70. I've seen some of them sell as high as 90 brand new, this exact style. So not every hunted killer is going to make you money, but for whatever reason, this one looks like it's pretty good. So I'm going to take it. We're going to take a chance and count the pieces at home. I haven't done that yet, but like this little bag was open as well. So if they kept everything in good shape, I still think I can get, let's just meet in the middle at $35. So I'll take it. This stuff is probably good around the holidays too. So even though it's pre-owned, I still move it in a decent amount of time if I suspect correctly. But let's go through some of the baskets here. Again, the toy section is just not a whole lot going on. Rosetta Stone, I think that's a Vero. I never pick it up. Times may have changed, but I stay away from Rosetta Stone if we're talking about selling them on eBay. There was a cricket machine, can't use that. And this was a customer return, and the sticker on it said it does not work, and it's back on the shelf. So I'm gonna leave that behind. It's like a Cyclone guitar, something along those lines that you can use, I believe, for the Guitar Hero games. This Frogger game was cool. I looked it up. It's not valuable. Frogger was amazing back in the day. Such a fun game to play. Very nostalgic. I love it. Love that game. There's a place called 16-Bit that's popped up in our area. It's like this arcade where the games are free. They have Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. I'll pop in there every now and then with the girls and play it. I love those old school games. It's a lot of fun. Brings back lots of good memories of going to the arcade. You remember how fun going to an arcade was? Popping quarters in the machine. That was like I want those times back. You know what I mean? I know the home video game systems kind of killed that deal, but anyway, you see this Magnalite 12 quart hard anodized like stainless steel, really heavy. I'm buying it at $10. I have this listed for $125. I've seen it sell for $80. I've seen it sell for $125. Not a ton of them listed, but the thing is super, super heavy. Looks great on the inside. Great deal at $10. Magnalite GHC 12 quart Dutch oven, stock pot. Amazing find. So let's keep digging into the pots and pans area. Sorry, I'm fumbling with my phone because that thing, I had to set it down. It was just too heavy to hold and film at the same time. So, and the lid was kind of loose, but what else do we have here? I think I forgot to look this up. It had like a sticker on it that I could barely read. That could be something. Missed that. Thought maybe this was more Magnalite, but it's Members Mark. I don't know if Member Mark is something you should be picking up. I will say this about Members Mark. Some of their clothing, if I'm getting it right, if it's Members Mark, their clothing line that you get at like a Sam's Club or Costco, this stuff holds up pretty well. It's pretty well made. In fact, if I'm going to put that clothing line up against Old Navy, that one wins. Old Navy quality is terrible for the most part. Cute, fast fashion, but it's terrible quality. All right, what else do I have? I think this is like the second time I've picked this thing up. I didn't even see what that said. Nothing doing there. None of the rest of this looks new to me. I know there's a brand on this one. It's that little, I thought that was a clover, but that's not a clover. I don't recall. Nothing here. All right, let's move over to the Halloween section. This is a really fun find. This is either from 1974 or 1976. Don Post, he was an American mask maker, a prop maker in the 30s. I think he died in the late 70s. His masks are very well known. In fact, one of his Mr. Mortimer masks just sold in either June or July for over $1,000. This one recently sold, this Chewbacca mask, for $60, so that's what I'm going to list mine for. It's only going to cost $4.99. It's in excellent shape. It's in really nice shape. In fact, the only two other Don Post Chewbacca masks that I see listed are both ones that have fur on the face, and so this one does not, for whatever reason. This one seems to sell just as well as the other one, and I thought maybe this werewolf mask was going to have some value as well. That, unfortunately, a lot of the comps were only in like the $15, $20. I know it does come with the gloves, so I'm holding on to it for a quick second. I'm definitely picking up the Chewbacca mask from Don Post. So that was a really interesting and fun find. I'm hoping, and the nice thing about that is because Halloween is coming up, hopefully that will sell quickly. And I don't know if I've told some of you newcomers this, but when I sell masks or anything that's Halloween related, that's costume related, I do not offer returns. So that's something that you might want to do. Back in my old Amazon days, it was very customary that people would order costumes and then very conveniently return them after they were done using them for the holiday. eBay, that may happen a little bit less, but I've just become accustomed to not offering returns on my Halloween costumes ever. So if you're new, that might be something you want to test and try. I've never seemed to have a problem selling masks and costumes that did not offer returns. I feel like that should be somewhat more customary than just offering the normal 30-day returns that I do offer. They're not free, but I do offer returns to my sellers. So, or my buyers rather. So just food for thought there. That's something you might want to do as well. But great find on the Don Post mask. I'll take it. I think it's been probably a year or so since I've sold or even found a Don Post mask. And I don't know what the most expensive one is that I've sold. I've probably a couple in the $200-$300 range. No big bangers like the Mr. Mortimer, but that would be fun to find too. I think that Mortimer mask is from the 70s as well. The late 70s, right around the time that he died is what I'm trying to be more specific at. All right, next thing here. If you're paying attention to the NFL, the Indianapolis Colts are playing excellent right now. They're saying that they've got a Super Bowl caliber defense. Their previous owner passed away, and then now his daughter or daughters have taken over the team as owners. And one of them is like a Laura Croft lookalike. She's always on the sideline. She's always got a headset on. She's listening. She's involved. She's taking notes. They're getting a lot of really good press right now. Shout yourself out if you're from Indianapolis or you're from Indiana. Your team is playing phenomenal. I think they're either 3 or 4-0 right now in the NFL, but the Colts are hot. And so this crock pot, I don't think there are any listed. It's going to cost me $10, and the last two that I saw sell were for $100 and then $80 respectively, give or take a few dollars with shipping and whatnot. So I'm going to list mine for $100, either $90 and offer shipping or $100 and offer shipping. I very rarely, if ever, offer free shipping on my listings. So this is fun because I don't usually ever pick crock pots up at all. But knowing what's happening current event wise, the Colts are hot, and the last 3 sports-related items I've sold are a Cleveland Indians windbreaker. The Guardians are very close to making the playoffs, something that looked impossible over like a month or two ago. I sold a female Seattle Mariners jersey. They just clinched their division. I think that's the American League West, so they're headed to the playoffs. And the Indiana Hoosiers are hot in college football right now. Kurt Cignetti is the coach. That program is on the up and up. If we're talking about college football in the Big Ten, I sold a windbreaker that was vintage for $100. So just knowing what's going on in sports and trying to capitalize on that, I think helps all of us in the long run. So something to pay attention to. But yeah, that Colts crock pot, that's a banger. And it was nice and clean if you saw it on the inside. So there, what do we got? It was like a teal bat. I'm pretty sure I looked that bat up before, and it's not valuable. But let's scoop up the crock pot, and then I think the last thing that I want to show you here is one of those things that's very unassuming. They have it listed at $13, but this is a I want to say wide mouth. It's like it's the wide toast slice professional toaster from Waring. I don't have the model number, but this is clean, and there's very few pre-owned listed. I've seen it sell in the 60s. I've seen it sell in the 70s pre-owned. I think what I'm going to do is list this for $70 and then charge shipping. I can get this shipped for like $10 to $15 if we're talking Ground Advantage. But that's one of those items that's really unassuming that has value. And those are the things I like the most. They're just not the obvious. They're kind of boring, but I'll take paying $13 to make a gross sale of $70 every single time. So pay attention to the 4-slice professional Waring toaster, very boring looking thing, but gives you the wide slots and has value, even pre-owned. I think brand new they're selling around like $150, $200, maybe even more online. So definitely keep your eye out for that. And I think that's going to be it. Interesting chair right here. I'm going to get a bird's eye view of that kind of this area in the store. There's lots of stuff that tends to get hidden here but I really don't, I'm not, nothing is catching my eye. That was like a Panasonic plug that I think went to a like a movie viewer or one of those old school cameras that has no value. All right, let's grab the toaster. We're gonna head home.
All right, that is all I have for you today. It is Friday, so it is the weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. Go Guardians. I don't know if I'm going to be out and about on Saturday or Sunday. I may surprise you and put something out on Sunday, but I don't know. I tend to kind of relax a little bit more than I do during the week. So that is it. And do you want to say anything to the crowd at home? No? No? Okay. All right. This little one is speechless, so we're out of here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.